Friends, we have a lot of fun on TechByte, but today I want to bring attention to something a little more serious. Something that scouting told me years ago to be prepared for, and in full transparency, I was not. The first week of June nationally is known as CPR Week, intended to bring awareness to CPR and how you might be in a position to save a life. Our guest in the studio today is an inventor of a device that might just help you do that. I'm Patrick Moats. Welcome to this week's TechByte.
TechByte, sponsored by Epico's Comics, Cards, and Games.
Growing up, some of my favorite action movies starred Bruce Willis. And when asked why he was the one always saving the world, he simply responded, because some days there's no one else around to be that guy. So our guest in the studio today is a hero in her own right, but also an entrepreneur. Felicia, you were referred in by one of our viewers. Thank you, viewers. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I think your story is fascinating, and I don't think I can do it justice, so I'm just going to let you start and tell it.
Right. So my story began several years ago when my children were very young. My 2-year-old, we were driving in the backseat of a car. They called me the helicopter mom because I always check on them. But that particular day, when I turned back to check on my baby, I noticed that he was choking. I'm CPR certified, trained every year, worked in a hospital.
Sure.
But when I saw my baby was unable to breathe, all of that training went out the window. So I jump into mama mode and I take my baby out of the car. I look at him, couldn't do anything, but my husband, who was with me, actually saved his life.
Okay. All right, and so that led you to leave your career as a physical therapy assistant to then invent this. Okay, so tell me about this.
So what CPR Wrap is, it is an all-in-one inclusive CPR template that allows anyone, trained or untrained, to perform CPR immediately while help arrives. So I have the adult version here in my hand.
Okay.
So it has a one-way valve mouth barrier if you choose to do rescue breathing. So when you put the product on the victim, it has visual cues that shows you exactly where to do compressions.
Okay.
It has instructions that are in Spanish and English. They come standard.
Okay.
Right on the template that walks you through the steps of CPR.
So you've got one set up here. It's very simple to read. It's very easy to read. So literally anybody, trained or untrained, could just jump in and potentially save a life with this device.
They really can.
Have they saved lives?
We were informed that it has saved 2 lives thus far.
Thus far, and you're just informed of that, so there could be more.
There could be many more.
And I think, like you said, when you invented this, the hope is that it saves a life, but you also don't hope that anyone has to use it.
No, we don't. But if it does, we would love to know so we can have that information out there, of course. It's just something we want to know.
Okay, friends, this is your call to be prepared. For more information about today's episode or to get your own CPR Wrap, go to cprwrap.com. A big thank you to our friend Shay for introducing us to Felicia, and a big thanks to Felicia for joining us in studio today. I'm Patrick Moats. That was this week's TechByte.
TechByte, sponsored by Epico's Comics, Cards, and Games.